Hello everybody and welcome to your Case of the Ex tarot reading. So this tarot reading is intended for those of you that are really struggling to get over an ex, and it could be because the separation is fresh, or this could be where at this point in time you're like, why am I still hung up on this person? Why can't I forget them? Why are they still on my mind? Why do they haunt me? And then also I'm going to make this into an interactive. So as I go through the reading, I'm actually going to create 3 different piles, all right, which is going to help you understand the outcome for your personal situation. Okay, so as I'm going through the reading, go ahead and decide which pile is most speaking to you for your outcome. Also, I'm doing this because Venus is about to go into Libra on September 14th, along with this beautiful Pisces full moon, as well as Mercury moving into Libra on September 14th. So it's a lot of energy, and with the Pisces full moon, this is a big time completion of a cycle, okay? And Libra is the 7th house, which is the house of relationships. All relationships, really, but, you know, significant relationships in your life. And then Mercury, the planet of communication, learning, and understanding. So with all of this, it's like you guys are coming to the end of a cycle. Many of you, this could have a lot to do with a relationship that you're currently separated from, okay? And you're either going to finally get over this, or you guys are going to come back together and talk for some sort of resolution, whether it's just to finally clear the air, have the closure, have the final conversation so things feel much better, or maybe there could be a reconciliation, all right? It's different for all of you, but with this planetary movement, it's a prime time for reconciliations, for conversations, and for healing once and for all. So let's get started in your reading, and I'm going to start by pulling a card for each pile for your outcome, you know, just because I've opened up your mind a little bit about, you know, the astrology and what this reading is about, so you will be, you know, more tuned in at this point. So, and I'm just going to do this as I go through the reading. These first 2 cards, though, are separate to get the piles started. Okay, so let's start. Let's pull a card for you and a card for them. And I don't know, I guess I didn't tell you the dates, I'm sorry. No, I did, I said September 14th, but this reading's intended for September 14th through about October 7th or 8th, when Venus moves into Scorpio, okay? But this can play out through the rest of the year of 2019. All right, so we have intimate conversation, and that goes right in alignment with Mercury and Venus both moving into Libra. And then we have past life lessons. So either one of these cards could be you, and then obviously the other card would be your ex. So listen, with these 2 coming out, past life lessons, you guys have definitely had a lifetime with each other previously, okay? So that's part of that intense connection, why you related to them stronger, things like that, okay? It's because you definitely have shared past lives with each other. However, with this card coming out, this also means that this lifetime you guys signed up to learn a lot of life lessons through each other, okay? And again, that could be where you go through these lessons and then you eventually work it out, or you go through these lessons and then you heal and you grow and you move on from each other, okay? So this could be a soulmate energy, or this could be a karmic, or this could be a twin flame, okay? Karmics are usually very intense. There's a lot of emotion involved. and when it ends, it's very painful. However, when it's like all that energy is resolved, it's like instant healing. You're over it, you're over them, you're wiser, you're good, and you probably don't ever really interact with them again throughout the rest of this life journey, okay? Soulmate is somebody where, you know, it could be really easy and loving and healing, or it could be a very intense sort of situation. But with soulmates, you guys are always going to find a way to work it out at some point along this life journey, where there is forgiveness, there is healing, and you know, if you never come back together romantically, you're definitely friends, or there's always a bond that goes with you for the rest of life, even if it fades out of a romantic connection, okay? And then twin flame is that, you know, other half of you, that reflection of you. And I know, like it said that the twin flame are, you know, the same soul. I think that's really a matter of perception, because, you know, the generalized thinking is we are all one, we are all from the same thing, we are all one, you know, mirrors of each other. So that really excludes that, you know, some people, not only are we all one, but they have a special extra one that's their twin. So to me, I don't really vibe with the twin flame thought like that. I look at two separate souls that are, you know, share like the same frequency of spirit, okay? You guys are the same frequency of spirit, and though you are twin in energy, all right, the consciousness that exists within each of you is a different, like a entity, okay? Even though your vibrations, your frequencies are that of a mirror of the exact, okay? So to me, that is what your twin flame is, and the twin flame is like every lifetime. That's the one that's with you every single lifetime, every incarnation you will ever physically have. You guys will be together at some point in that journey. Where soulmates and karmics, there's lifetimes that can skip, okay? Now, that's just my feeling on this, working with the twin flame energy, and, you know, that's how I perceive what Spirit has shown me. I'm not saying that that is the way and that I am correct and whatever else is said is wrong. Absolutely not. My perception is my own, so I'm giving you what I see, and whether you resonate with it and that makes sense, you can be like, oh yeah, that really makes sense, there you go. But if you're like, no, that doesn't feel right to me, then that's okay. Don't have to jump on my bandwagon or want to dispute me. Realize we have two different perceptions, and that's beautiful. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. I just wanted to share my perception in this reading, because people will always ask in the comments, well, what's the difference between the three? And that's just my perception of the three, you know, working with the cards and the different energies, okay? So you guys definitely have past life together. Also, intimate conversation. You guys are definitely going to have a conversation, or you both are very much desiring to be able to communicate, to say certain things, to clear certain things up, because with this Pisces full moon, there's this big time completion, okay? A big time completion. And there is Saturn's going direct, Pluto's going direct, and so there's an element of maturity, of growing into wisdom through the experiences of this year, all right? So there's a lot of shift in energy, and the way things were left does not mean that that's where the energy exists today. You guys are different versions of yourself, okay? And even if this is like only a week that you've been separated, remember that all of this astrology is beginning to take place on September 14th. So things are going to change, and there can be a rapid growth that quick, okay? So let's pull some more cards and, you know, see what this breakup is about, why, you know, you're still feeling very connected. Whoa, and my computer just like turned itself on as this card fell out of the deck. Very weird. And I've long since learned to put the mute on, because I don't know, some of you may remember that my computer would just start playing a show randomly in my readings, crashing your readings. And since I've muted it, guess what? That doesn't happen anymore. Imagine that. So anyways, okay. And these guys wanted to come out as well. They all flipped. Okay. So first one out is the Six of Wands. Yep, this is recognition, coming into understanding, seeing things for what they truly were, not what we perceive them to be or what our emotions experienced them as, all right? Next out is the Two of Wands. This is good. This is the energies coming together. Some of you a confirmation of twin flame energy. Next out, ooh, nice, is the Ace of Pentacles. That is a new beginning, okay? That is a conversation. That's something physically manifesting between you and this ex. Next out is the Six of Swords. That's very good because I'm sorry, nope. These, I'm trying to get used to seeing these. This is a vintage deck, and I'm like 6, and I'm like, no, that's not 6. Yes, it is. It's 6. Anyways, Six of Swords. That is a very positive sign that's moving on to smoother, tranquil waters. And look at this. I intend to drop a card there, drop a card there, drop a card there. And we have 4. So that tells me this bottom one here is a little bonus to go with that. So we will put these guys there. And how perfect was that? That Spirit popped out just the perfect amount of cards, plus a little bonus. Oh, the moon. This Pisces full moon is a big deal because in the tarot, the moon card is the representation of Pisces. Now, in astrology, the moon rules Cancer and not Pisces, but in the tarot deck, this is the card that represents Pisces, the moon, Pisces full moon. Beautiful. Man, a lot's going to change within you or between you and this ex with this completion of cycle under the Pisces full moon energy, okay, as well as Venus moving into Libra along with Mercury. And then on October 4th, Mars joins Venus and Mercury in Libra. So around, October 4th through the end of October is the highest probability of communication, conversation, reconciliation, okay? But it all starts with this Pisces full moon on September 14th. And we'll actually put that up there. Okay, let's pull some more cards. All right, ooh, look at that. We've got the Tower. We have the Seven of Pentacles. The Ten of Wands. There's the completion with that 10 under the Ace right there. And now the Seven of Cups. Okay, so with this coming out, the Tower, this could have been the way things ended was very shocking to you, okay? Or the way you guys come back together and start talking again could be very shocking to you, or what is said, what is revealed, like really surprises you, okay? You have 2 sevens here, and sevens are all about growth. So they're between the time that you have separated to the time that you communicate again, or you actually feel healed and freed and released from all of this, all right, a lot of growth has taken place within you and within this other person, okay? And, sometimes something can hurt so bad, and you don't believe for a minute that, it could ever feel better, or that you'll ever get over that person, or that you'll ever see things differently, and then boom, one day it just happens, okay? Seriously, think about every romance you've ever had. Think about your broken hearts. You know, initially there are some people where you're like, I'm never gonna get over you, I love you forever, I can't breathe, you know, like it's horrible. And then time goes on and you come into your wisdom and your perception shifts and you're like, okay, yeah, I kind of see why weren't really that compatible. And then, you know, 5-10 years passes and you're on social media and you catch a glimpse of them and you're like, oh, yeah, that is not the one that got away, you know. So sometimes that's like, it hurts so bad, but then, you know, there's just this utter moment of clarity, and in that you are released and you are healed because you've gained the lesson or you've cleared the karma that was intended with that person on this life journey, okay? So you are free to fly. And then, you know, for others of you, this here is where you and another person are both really coming into a different perception about each other, about the relationship, about what happened, about why it didn't work out. Because with 2 sevens, this again is a mirroring effect for me, okay, where you guys are mirroring each other's energies. And, you know, here you see that in the 2 of flames as well. And so you both have matured and grown, and the 10 of wands, you both are coming to the end of this cycle, whatever you were supposed to gain from each other, you know, and now it's time for that to end and something new to begin for both of you, whether that's separately or together. It's time for something new to begin for both of you, okay? Regardless of what went down, who did what, whether you think they're the most horrible person in the world and you hate yourself for still loving them so much, it doesn't matter. Like, you both have grown and gained a lot of life experience and a lot of soul growth through everything, okay? And sometimes it takes some people longer than others for that to really filter up into their conscious mind, their conscious awareness, and start impacting the choices and decisions that they now make, okay? And so here you both have a lot of growth that was received or will be received from the connection that you guys shared. Okay, so let's pull some more cards and get some more information about this. And honestly, I swear to you, I really feel like you're so hung up on them still because of this card right here. And, you know, interesting that I say karmic, soulmate, or twin flame, and we have 3 choices here. So it makes me wonder, does one of these represent, yeah, it's a karmic, the other, yes, it's a twin flame, and then the last one, yes, it's just a soulmate? Like, I wonder that. I don't know that yet. Spirit decides that, not me, but that just came to me as I'm doing this. Oh yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, Spirit. So the reason why you are hung up on this person is because of this past life connection. But what's supposed to be between you and this person obviously is different for all of you, and it will be revealed in, you know, one of these 3 choices here. So let's keep going with this reading and see what else comes out. All right, so we have acceptance, and that's under this tower. And look at, that's a lessons card right there. So whatever happened here, the way it ended was really painful and hard. I feel for you, definitely, with that coming out under, oh, beauty miss, reaching out, coming out under that 7 of Pentacles, under the, ooh, look at that, spiritual, mutual spiritual mission. So I know some of you, this 10 of Wands, that some of you, this is twin flame. All right, next out is greatest inspiration. So nice. Look at this. You guys have lessons, journey, soul, soul. Again, there is that mirroring. And let me, you know, get these guys displayed really quick so I can show you what I'm seeing. Okay, so it's that mirroring effect again. Here's the lessons that, you know, that growth through the number 7, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Okay, one of you could be an earth sign, one of you could be a water sign with that energy. You do not have to be But I'm just saying, so earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So, you know, here we are, that 7 energy, the lessons, the growth, but then, you know, here's that reaching out. So many of you, even if this is just a karmic and there's healing happening inside of you, with this reaching out, you're either going to see something about them or hear something about them that just really kind of turns you off, or you will have a conversation with them. If it's just the karmic, it's like no matter what, you're going to receive the healing, okay? Soulmates, twin flames, I definitely feel like by the end of 2020, you guys do have a conversation, okay? Because with now, that was lessons, journey. So these were the lessons that you guys experienced on the journey thus far. And now here's that mirroring effect again, soul, greatest inspiration, mutual spiritual mission, okay? This relationship that you guys have shared, different aspects of it has awakened both of you, but in very different ways, and has been instrumental on your life journeys, but for very different reasons for both of you, okay? But despite the way things have happened, don't make little of it because it's not beautiful right now. With this pairing of cards, it's like you don't know what's to come, either within this connection, this relationship, or the way that you will heal and evolve and move on from it. Like you don't know what's coming, and it's really good stuff, okay? So let's pull some more cards. Okay, so we have scorned, heartbreak, creating a desire for vengeance. So, you know, just depending on how you're hung up on this ex, if they really hurt you and you're like, I don't even know why I still feel a thing for them, or if you are somebody who really hurt them and now you are in this struggle, like, God, why did I do that? I want them back so bad. Somebody in this situation got very, very hurt, and there's a part of them that definitely wants revenge or wants to see the karma unfold as they feel it's due upon the one who inflicted such heartache and pain and misery. I almost feel like there's a bit of betrayal, or like feeling let on, deceived, just because of this card showing up. Like somebody got really hurt in this situation. Next out, yeah, because look at that, unforgiving, end all, no repair. So whatever happened here really, really hurt. Really hurt. Whether it was you or them, just depending on which side you fall in this equation. You know, somebody got very hurt, and it's going to take some time for that energy to be worked through and fully understood. And it's wonderful with this Pisces full moon, because I feel like it's that, like, that's finally what's happening for the one who got just burned or feels incredibly betrayed. They're finally going to be able to release this scorned, this unforgiving energy and move beyond it, all right? They may have really struggled with depression. Yeah, especially because the Tower and acceptance, like, it's just been a hard journey for one person, like, big time. Doesn't mean the other side doesn't feel and didn't hurt or anything like that. I just see one person in this situation really, really getting hurt and having a hard time working through those emotions, trying to understand, why did this happen? Like, this doesn't make sense. This isn't fair. I didn't deserve this. And, you know, in one perception, you absolutely didn't, if you just want to humanize it, okay? But if you want to go into your soul growth and not look at the things that happen to you as punishment or as good or bad blessings or curses, you know, however you view it, and you kind of really pull back and look at it from the soul level and tell yourself, okay, yeah, this hurts like hell, but soul, you got to tell me, what are we learning with this? What are we growing here? Because I just don't see the light, and I'm in a dark place. Like, you know, illuminate me here, and your higher self will come in and help you move through this journey. Now listen, you will not be given the answers. You will have to, like, grow into them, but that is part of your journey, okay? I don't know why that's feeling so strong in this message. It's like you need to know that you are not punished. You don't have bad luck in relationships. You are not unlovable. You're not meant to be screwed over by everybody you give your heart to, okay? Or if you're somebody who just has a lot of commitment issues yourself and you're like, every time I get close to somebody, I screw it up. You're not meant to have that experience your whole life, okay? It's here, it's in place because there's some aspect of your soul that's really going to grow and expand through these experiences. And once you've mastered this energy, you're not going to go through that anymore. And there will come a point on your journey, I promise you, where you will have evolved enough where you look back and you say, I totally get this. I totally understand why this had to play out the way it did. Because I will tell you guys, the love of my life really pulled the rug out from under my feet out of nowhere and ended things with me and walked away from me like we had never even existed. I get relationships end, but the fact that he could just do that, like, that was so shocking and devastating for me. I couldn't see anything else and I couldn't move past that. Like, I was stunned in that space of like utter devastation. How could you just leave me like that, you know? And so I couldn't move beyond that. And so some of you have been in that same place, and I know it because of the Tower, where you're so stunned by what happened, the way that it unfolded, that you haven't been able to really progress beyond that yet. It's like you've got to regain your balance. You got to catch your breath again, back on your feet. And that takes a moment when you are shocked like that, okay? I mean, and that's enough. Honestly, those type of experiences are enough to make somebody turn to the darkness, right? Because, man, emotional pain is more intense than physical pain. I don't care what anybody says, especially for those of you who are empaths or incredibly sensitive. Oh, Lord have mercy on your soul. I feel you, right? Watching somebody else be tortured or in pain is worse than if somebody's doing it to you, right? So yeah, I get it. And when you've really connected like that to somebody and you've felt them and they know that you've felt them and you've been there and they've been vulnerable and open with you and all these things, and then boom, gone. Like you guys never even had a thing, or betray you as if you weren't there. It's just, I get it and I see it in the Tower. But you've got to understand that if you separate the human experience out of it for just a minute and pull back, you will understand the impact that this is on your soul growth, ultimately actually opening your heart chakra and your heart space, and I know you're like, what? Because of what you're going through, but I'm telling you, that's what's happening here. I never ever thought I would get over my love, ever. Oh God, that it plagued me for years, okay? But when I finally got out of that stunned mode and just feeling totally defeated, I had rapid growth and healing. And I really feel that that's what, Spirit's trying to share with you guys, is once you're out of that mode, there's rapid growth and healing. And again, some of you, this is just going to take place inside of you, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I never ever want that back again. Others of you, you're going to come together, you're going to talk, you're going to work it out, and you're going to go on in life as friends, okay, because you're soulmates. Others of you, this is where I do feel it's that twin flame, and you guys had to go through this and experience these things with each other because you have a higher calling once you're fully awakened and evolved into the highest version of yourself you can possibly be, okay? And once you're there, there's always more growth, but there's certain aspects of you that have to be all turned on and in alignment, okay? And that's when you really become aware of the twin flame union and, the higher calling that the two of you have when you come into full alignment with each other. But, there's a lot of work that has to be done to get you to that point. And so with this reading, you've learned a lot of that with each other. You've learned some of that through other people, okay? But ultimately, for the twin flames, that right there is telling me that, once you are evolved and grown to the capacity that's required for your higher calling, you will come back in union for sure, okay? But right now we're looking from September 14th through the end of the year, with the highlight of September 14th through October 7th. And there is healing, there is communication, conversation, reaching out, like, I love you, I miss you, or I'm sorry, I should have never did that. There definitely is a lot of remorse going on here on one side and a lot of heartache and pain on the other, okay? So even if you never talked to this person again, trust me, the hurt that they inflicted within you, it will return to them, because they did that, at a subconscious level to gift you a lesson that you need at a soul level. And in return, what they get back is a lesson 10 times harder and more painful than what they gave you, okay? Because they have a lot more evolution to achieve this lifetime than you do. So never seek revenge, never think things are unfair, because everything moves in its own perfect divine timing. And if I didn't live through the process several times myself, especially one very intense process, he was in my life for a third of my life by that point, and it was really hard, over 10 years. So, but now I'm good, and I just had to learn some things, and so did he. And I hope that I taught him as much as he taught me. And there was a long time, my friends, that I would just not feel that way, and I do now today with a happy heart. And believe me, I was broken into a million pieces. So I feel you, but you'll be okay. You will get over this. You will get strong. You will heal. You will either reconnect, or you will become strong enough and no longer desire, because the lesson will have been received. The karma will have been concluded, okay? All right, so, yep, look at that Wheel of Fortune. This is all about destiny and, the lessons that we all sign up for. Here is that, water energy again through the King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But ultimately, I feel that's also talking about the emotional maturity level that is obtained and achieved through the experiences of this connection for both of you, okay? And, it may take some time, years sometimes, for all of that wisdom to really make its way to the conscious mind and become control of the actions of an individual. But it's there, like, that's what you both are working towards and trying to achieve. And ultimately, that is like a higher level of vibration, of frequency, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and connecting in a much different way through romantic partnerships in the future, all right? Yeah, because look at this. We have the Hierophant, called Jupiter, in this deck here, this vintage deck. And this is the divine intervention coming into play. This is your confirmation that everything you've been through is truly growing you at a spiritual level. Because look at that, the devil. Oh my gosh. So you basically have the highest power, prime creator, and then the lowest vibration of energy. But to me, this is the light and the dark, and guess what? The light is the light. The dark is the teacher, okay? The light is the healer. The darkness is the teacher. They coexist together. And, if you get into the emerald tablets of Thoth, and that's how I say his name. I know it's pronounced a lot of different ways, but that's how I say it. It just feels good to say it that way. If you get into those, it talks about, in the beginning, where he's talking to the kings, and he's being given the rites of passage where the darkness can no longer touch him and touch his life. Like, he doesn't have those lessons to learn anymore. And the darkness, the king of darkness, sits with the kings of light. Okay, it's a dual thing. One does not exist without the other. One is not good and one is not bad. One is the healer, you know, the light, the elevator. One is the teacher, and you need both for the existence, for the evolution of your soul, the expansion of your consciousness. And that's what each life journey is truly about, you know, like what you gain in the soul space. And, you know, all the things we do, our little holidays, and our hair and clothes and shoes and purses and fancy food, and like all the things we do, that's our gift. Okay, because you can just come here and go through these grueling experiences. Like, that's torturous. All right, this is also meant to be enjoyable, the human aspect of yourself, the way things taste on your tongue, you know, the way things smell, the rain, the forest, the animals, falling in love, being in love, having a broken heart. Okay, it's all part of life, all part of the journey. And because we humanize things so strongly, we get so upset and so wrapped up and so worked up in everything. And this reading right here is letting you know that all is well on your journey. And the reason why you're so hung up on this ex is because there's a major life lesson or karma that you were working through with them, and you're now finally getting to the point, to the end, to the resolvement of all of that. And because of this tie, that's why it was so strong. That's why you've struggled. Okay, and I just want to iterate again, the outcome obviously different for each of you, but it's like this person, this relationship, major for your life journey, for your soul growth. Okay, very important character in your story, in your life story. So don't discount it because of what it is now. And, you know, you've got to feel what you feel. You've got to honor your emotions. And when it hurts and they're every name in the book, that's fine. That's how you're working through it. As long as you're allowing yourself to move through the emotions, it's fine. But it's when you decide to stay in bitterness, to stay in sorrow, to seek revenge, like, that's when you really start working against yourself, okay? But when you just allow yourself to feel what you're feeling and you accept it and you acknowledge it and it's flowing, eventually you start balancing out again. And then I'm telling you, some of you are going to look back on this person, even though they were very significant for this life lesson, you're going to be like, man, why was I ever so hung up on them? Like, what's up with that, spirit? So, all right, that's really all the messages I'm getting from, you know, this part of the reading. I do see with this Ace of Pentacles, healing, communication, and reconciliation for some of you. And no matter the outcome for any of you, the way it plays out, you are very happy with this. The Six of Swords, that is a relief to the mental body, to the emotional body, where you're moving on to, you know, stronger things, or I shouldn't say stronger things, more of a balanced emotional body, which makes you feel stronger within yourself and your journey and things like that. Okay, so I will get into the piles. I'll also leave timestamps in the description box below, so you don't have to sit through all three, but I'm going to start with the first one. And again, this is like your outcome or more information about you and your ex. Okay, so let's see what the first pile has to say here. Okay, so outside influences, a big reason of why this relationship, you know, didn't last or broke apart. There was, you know, something else involved in all of this, unfortunately. And it could just be like family and friend differences, or it could be third party type of energies. All right, it's just what broke you guys up was more than incompatibility between the two of you. There was a lot of outside influence that factored into that. However, no matter what it looked like, mutual damage. You both really hurt over this, like big time. Okay, Next out is the Eight of Cups. Look at that. Yeah, and look at, there's two women there with one man, and Eight of Cups is all about walking away and moving on, letting go, but there's also an element of emotional maturity and evolution that takes place with that Eight of Cups. So no matter what it looked like, you know, your ex hurt just as bad, missing you just as bad. Next out, yep, look at that. There's the Ace of Cups. There is still emotion on both sides between the two of you. Look at that, empty, feeling sad and broken. Okay, so this pairing of cards here, I just have to say, they miss you as much as you miss them. Okay, there's no question in my mind. And again, no matter like what happened, how it like played out, how it worked out, it doesn't matter. Like, it hurt them as much as it hurt you. They feel the emptiness, they feel the separation. You know, I'm gonna pull some more cards here to dig deeper about whether karmic, you know, twin flame or soulmate. But if they like ran off with somebody else, or like they broke up with you because of lack of approval from friends or family, man, they are filled with so much regret about that, and they feel foolish and stupid, you know, just for the way they handled things. They definitely miss you as much as you are missing them. That is for sure. So let's pull some more cards. Yeah, somebody just like flew the coop with that. And now look at shift perception, deep regret, disillusionment, and other influences. Man, look at that. Yeah, somebody got in between the two of you. No question, okay? Spirit's not giving up whether this is karmic, soulmate, or twin flame, but what I feel is this relationship is not over, and the true essence of this connection and what it is yet to be discovered in the future between the two of you, because there is more to this relationship and connection. Okay, I do feel you guys are going to reconcile and talk at some point and be romantic again, just because we have this Ace of Cups here. So if that was just like the Ace of Pentacles or the Ace of Swords, I would be like, you know, it may be that you guys are just going to be friends going forward, or you're going to have a conversation for closure and healing so you both can go your separate ways. With this Ace here, I really don't, I feel like you guys have more romance to experience with each other, okay? And whoever walked away because of this outside influence is filled with remorse and is completely becoming disillusioned about their actions and, you know, their choices and the consequence and the way everything has played out since that point. And this Pisces full moon has everything to do with that, okay? So those of you attracted to this first pile, partly why you're still hung up is because you're picking up on their energy and you're feeling them feeling like missing you and thinking about you, and very remorseful, very much filled with regret for, you know, what they did, what they said, how they handled things, and this other influences, outside influences. So I know there was something else that broke the two of you up. It was not about a lack of love or compatibility here. It was some other influence, some other person, some other energy, maybe more than one energy, okay? But for you guys, somebody has to shift perception, which I feel is the one who walked away, and they're in the process of that. And I feel like once that's complete, there is communication, and there's more romance to be had in this connection, okay? So those are the messages, well, the extra messages for those of you that felt attracted to that first pile. I hope that that helped, and I'm sending lots of love and hugs to your very sad heart, and wishing the angels, you know, come and help you move through this heartache and pain and bring you into that, you know, vision of understanding. And so it just all makes sense to you, all right? So those are your messages. Take care. Okay, so for those of you filling this second pile, let's see what comes out. All right, so we have casual connection, We have passionate lovers. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have Justice. This one's feeling a bit karmic-y. And we have Healing Together. Okay, so this one here, out of all of them, feels, well, I have 1/3 to go, but out of the first two, this one definitely feels more like karma and karmic energy, because we have Justice there. Starts off casual connection, passionate lovers, and then the Four of Pentacles, okay? With casual connection and passionate lovers, that it screams of a really strong physical connection where you guys have a lot of chemistry and passion and probably have really good sex, okay? But with the Four of Pentacles there, it's like somebody is very, very selfish, one-sided, all about them, you know, not really interested in being fair. It's what's good for them. If not, you know, see you later, bye. And with the Healing Together at the end, what I feel here is, because this is coming through as karmic energy for me, is you have the option, like, I feel like this is going to loop back around again, and you'll have the option, you know, to experience them again, and it's your hope and your intention that you guys can heal and things like that. But I don't feel like that's what takes place, okay? I mean, this is like the basis of the reading, and this is more of like what we're hoping for. But with Justice, this to me feels more karmic. So we'll pull some more cards and, you know, get some more insight about this. Okay, so we have abandonment coming out. You know, that right there speaks for itself. I mean, somebody's very one-sided here. Very one-sided. Let's pull some more from here. All right, continual replay, same outcome as before, don't bother. Captivation, an inescapable connection between two souls. Okay, so I see what the problem is here. Based on the cards that come out, this is just a general reading, so you can take it or leave it. This is, to me, more of a physical connection that is karmic based more than it's soulmate love based. And like I said, there's this desire for this to heal together, to overcome, to be better than before, okay? And it's like the option is always there, like, you know, you can always experience this particular karmic, but Spirit's like, it will always be the same, like, same outcome as before. Don't bother, like, you've already learned your lessons, and it's more of a physical connection, at least for the person who's selfish and one-sided and kind of coming and going, okay? It's like they're incapable of feeling the depth of emotion that you carry for them, but not just for you, but for anybody. They're very selfish. It's like, what's good for me? What do I want? And, oh, okay, well, what you want and your needs don't align with that, so screw you. And, you know, I feel this is a relationship that, you break up, you make up, you break up, you make up. And at this point, your spirit guides are like, look, you don't got to go through this with this person. If you just give yourself enough time to, like, shed that energy, you will come into your wisdom, okay? And you'll see this for what it is, and you'll move on very quickly. You'll heal very quickly, especially with this powerful Pisces full moon energy that's coming into play. And you know, with Justice there, that is the card that represents Libra in the tarot deck. So this is a powerful time for you as Venus moves into the sign of Libra, into that 7th house energy. You get very empowered. But I'm sorry to say, those of you that felt drawn to the second option, this to me really looks like karmic energy, just a very physical connection for one person, where the other person may be feeling much more, you know, vibes and attachment than the other. So listen, I mean, take it for what it is, but that is the messages that have come through with the second pile. All right, so I am sorry to say that. You know, but the truth is the truth, and as I shared my story, there came a point where I had to face the truth about him, and that was hard, but I got through it. And now, like I said, once you allow yourself to expand into like your higher mind, you will see why things did not work, why they could never work, you know, and you will transform into a different version of yourself that has no interest in that energy anymore, I promise, okay? So those are your messages for the second pile. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care. All right, so these are the cards for this third and final choice. You know, we'll have to see what's coming through. The first option was definitely soulmate or twin flame energy. The second option was karmic, so let's see what's coming through on the third. We have blinded. We have drifting apart. We have the sun. Oh, I love that. The sun. We have the hanged man. And lastly, we have intense bonding. Okay, so this one right here, to me, is definitely speaking to a couple that has been apart for a very long time, okay? For some of you. Others of you, man, this relationship, hugely significant, this life journey. You have a lot that you have learned or will learn through your experiences with this person. Even though we broke up and, you know, things are at odds right now and we feel like we're drifting apart with the sun coming out there and the hanged man right next to that, it's like you both are going to come into way different understandings about each other and the connection you share and what happened and why. And also with the sun, it's like all things are told, all truths come to light, as well as a massive healing with the hangman there. Huge shift in perception. And this does come after an element of sacrifice. Like, it's not like you haven't been in the struggle and haven't, you know, experienced a lot of maybe heartache, setback, different things like that through this separation, but intense bonding. It's like you guys are going to come back together and it's going to be stronger than ever before. So to me, this is soulmate or twin flame. This one does not look to be a wow. Look at that, just jumped out. Total alignment. So let's pull a few more cards. Right, we have abandonment. Man, all three got that card. We have healing together. Nice, 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 nice. Next out is mutual damage. Next out is emotional baggage. Okay, so with that, and look at deep regret. We're gonna just put that over here. So with all those cards coming out, this tells me that regardless of who screwed up, abandoned, walked away, it doesn't matter. You both hurt, okay? Them breaking your heart eventually broke their own heart. You see that? The hands holding the heart there, right next to mutual damage, okay? Yeah, what they did hurt them as much as it hurt you, okay? Or if you're the one that walked away from them and you're really missing them, now it's hurting you as much as it hurt them, okay? So the damage is definitely mutual on both sides, both having a broken heart over the other, and just the way everything ended. Huge desire of to come back together, to heal, to talk, to be in total alignment. So much sadness, remorse, and regret going on with this reading here. So let's pull a few more cards for you guys. Yeah, whoever screwed up, they're going to come into the full understanding and awareness. So this third choice could definitely be a soulmate or twin flame. Alright, so we have a magic moment. We have admirer. Divine timing. And second chances. Yeah. This one here, this third choice in my heart. This third choice here. Oh, whoever screwed up is so sorry. They still look at your social media, or you still look at theirs, you know, really is snooping around, trying to get information and every little bit of tidbit that they can about how you're doing, or if you can get information about them, you do, okay? Whoever screwed up, yeah, they're still watching from afar, and they're waiting for the right moment, you know, to reach out, or Spirit's letting you know, like, you don't got to worry about when you're coming back together and all of that. It's a matter of timing, like, different things have to happen, etc. But look at that, we have second chances there at the end, and it's like, you're in my heart. As much as you can't stop thinking about them, they also feel you just as equally, okay? What keeps you guys apart is different for all of you. Obviously, this is a general reading, but being drawn to this third pile is Spirit letting you know, you know, there's definitely more to this relationship than what you guys have experienced up to this point, okay? Definitely second chances going on, and there is a lot of soul evolution that's taking place, and when we come back together, it's a magic moment. That's what it feels like. You both are equally in, and you know, with total alignment flying out like that, to me, this is like the energy you both are in when you come back together, and then this is like the version of your next romantic relationship with each other, is this total alignment, which doesn't mean everything is hunky-dory all the time. It just means you guys really understand each other in a much different way, and there's a lot more respect and love on behalf of the one who really screwed up or hurt the other one. You know, whatever's unfolded, they're sorry, and they're actually growing from it, and that will facilitate different behavior in the future from that person, which allows the second chance, because you guys hurt equally, okay? So those of you attracted to this third pile, those are your extra messages. I am wishing you all the very best. Take care.